Hey guys, it's Maymay and it's time for another Scripture Art Journal week. And this week's scripture comes from John 14:27. Now, this song that I put here is not actually the scripture. However, this song is called I Know the Peace Speaker. And it's a song that my friend Deborah from my church where I used to attend goes to and went to. She sang this song for me all the time and I loved it. I swear she sang it just for me. And I'm going to link a video below so you can hear this song. Anytime you need to know peace or you need to feel peace, listen to this song. And this scripture and this song go hand in hand together. And sometimes, like I've told you in the past, our art journaling does not have to be the literal scripture. It can be something that reminds us of the scripture, and that's what we're doing today. Now, I printed this onto some white cardstock, and I'm just going to play with some stamp and inking. And so I'm going to use some of my distress inks again. I keep using them in here, like, you know, in our scripture art journaling. I think it's super cool. So I'll bring out my little scrap paper and I'm going to get some distress ink. Let's see which one I want to use. I think I'm going to use this big one today, this antique linen. And let me find a pad for it. I had somebody ask me the other day about the the little tools that I use and the fact that I don't change the ink pad or how many do I have. I'm really bad about changing the ink pad. I really don't do that much. This particular one, I have to cut this down just a little bit to make it fit just right. That doesn't stress me too much. So I just do a little trim job on it. Like so. This tool is one I got from Tupelo Designs. It's created by Mike, the owner of that store. And sometimes I just leave the brown pad on it. But today I want just this color ink. So I'm going to use a clean pad. And I can take this one off afterwards and mark, you know, what it goes to. And I still just use one tool. You don't have to have a whole bunch of them. Now I just want a nice light wash of color on this paper. You can just print onto colored paper, which is not a problem. I just kind of like playing with these inks a little bit and using the white paper. I know white paper can be a little bit intimidating for folks because it's kind of like a big blank canvas, but this is kind of the fun part, messing it up. So I'm just going to go through here and I'm just going to use this ink and just really dirty up this page to start with. Move that out of the way. Continue down. And I'm kind of going in the same direction. It's kind of smearing my ink, but I'm okay with that. I think it's kind of neat. Kind of makes it look old and worn. I'm not going to rub too much over the word since it is smearing a little bit. I just use more ink. This is going to give it the look of like an old parchment paper, and that's what I'm going for. I like the striations and the lines in the ink as I'm rubbing it. I think that gives it a little more texture. Isn't that cool how that's looking? Awesome. So that's going to be my background. Now I'm going to remove this pad, like I said, and save it for this ink pad next time. And just so you know, you can always stick these underneath here, like if you have a little Velcro, and have them for all your ink pads. So then you can just peel that off every time you need it. So you can do that. Now I'm going to take this darker ink and put that little pad back on. This is my old pad there. And I'm going to ink these edges darker. To kind of give this page a little darker look. Just a little more worn looking. I really love this song. I hope you guys go and listen to it. It's a YouTube video. The quality's not that great, but you can hear the song, and it was really the only one I could find. You guys might be able to find even a better version of it. I wish I had one of Deborah singing it because you guys would just love to hear her sing. She's an amazing singer, and I love when she sings this song. I know the peace speaker. Matter of fact, I'm going to read this to you. The chorus says, I know the peace speaker. I know him by name. I know the peace speaker. He controls the winds and waves. When he says, peace, be still, they have to obey. I'm glad I know the peace speaker. Yes, I know him by name. It is an incredible song, and I hope you guys enjoy the video as much as I did when I was looking for it. Okay, so now that I've got that done, I'm going to keep my little scrap pad out because I'm going to do some stamping. And I have these stamp sets that were just in my stash. This one is from Close to My Heart, and I've had it for years and years. And I want to use this huge swirl right here. I think it is beautiful. I'm going to load it up on my stamp press. I'm going to have to use my press because it's so big. None of my other little blocks are going to work. So let's just put it onto the stamp press. And I'm going to ink it up in that vintage photo again. I mean in that antique linen. Because I just want a really light swirl. I'm going to ink it up really, really good. And this is the lightest of my distress ink that I'm using. I'm going to bring this back over because I kind of want this to go kind of off the bottom and on the side of the page. I'm just going to press that down. There we go. Got myself into a mess with that spiral binding. Let's see what we get. That's exactly what I want. Just a knocked back version of that stamp. I'm going to take it off of here because that's kind of getting in my way. And if it gets on my table, I can rinse it off or wash it off. Let's do it again in another spot next to it or above it. Let's see, where do we want it to go? Maybe run up the whole length of this page would be pretty. Let's kind of do it like this. It's a beautiful swirl. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Looks like it came on the paper. Doesn't look like we stamped it at all. Okay, let's do another one right here. Beautiful. Okay, I'll clean this little stamp off and put it back. Now I'm going to use some of the other swirls either on this stamp set or I brought out another stamp set too. I may not end up having to use all of them. Let's see, I like these little dots. They're kind of cute. And for them, I'm going to use the darker ink because I want the inks to be multiple colors. So for these little dots that I'm just going to come and add in, I'm going to use a darker color with a light pressure. Isn't that pretty? I like that. We're kind of just making designer paper, playing with stamps at the same time. I love to stamp around the page. It's super fun. Let's bring this one up here. Yep, I really like it. Some more at the top here. I like the mixtures of the two colors. I think that looks nice. Now let's do some on this side. Let's do this same dot a little bit over there. Kind of in that corner like that. Maybe here. And then I'm going to come back in with another swirl. You see which one this time. That's the two off of that set. Let me look at this other set. This set is one that a company sent me as a sample, and I think these swirls on here are gorgeous. So, stick that dude down there. And I'm going to go back to the light ink on this side. So this is the antique linen. Let's just press that around the side here. Pretty. So we just started out with song lyrics and white paper. Isn't that cool? And I swear I thought I had a song stamp set, a music themed stamp set, and I cannot find it. I hope I'm not the only one who loses things in their craft room, because I sure have lost it. And I love that stamp set, but I cannot locate it. Alright, I'm going to bring this swirl out a little bit from over here, just to fill up some of this space. So just building on that swirl. See that? And you could add another color if you want. I'm not going to. I like the distressed colors. And a little bit here. And I think that's it. I love that. Okay. So now we need to put that into the book. So I put it in the book, and last week somebody asked me for a flip through, so I thought that's what we would do today. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. We're just going to go from the start because it is a lot of pages now. And some of you will remember most of these pages. Just going to go kind of quickly so you can see everything. And all of these are on the Facebook page. Remember week 13 I never did? Let me tell you what I did. I actually had somebody ask me if I've ever done it. And I felt so bad. So you know what I did? I went back and I printed it on plain cardstock. And then I said, you know what? I'm putting that in there. Because it's better to do something than not do something, especially where scripture is concerned. It's better to have done this than nothing. So that's how I have week 13. And it's kind of a reminder that I waited and waited. And I don't know. It speaks to me in a way anyway. So there's that. This was Easter, remember? I loved that one. And then there's these guys. Just flipping through. Some pages are sticking together. Remember this? This has my testimony in it. Do you guys remember this one? It's all right there. I love it. My anxiety healing testimony is in there. And look at these. Oh, this was the Texas weekend. Love it. This is going to be so cool to look back on. Oh, the pencils. I forgot about that one. And I love this one too. Remember this one we just did recently? And then that one was recent. These are recent. And then there's today's. So there's a flip through of all of the scripture pages. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I will catch you guys next Tuesday for more scripture art journaling. We're getting close to the end. Look how thick the book is. Look at that dude. He's thick. Still have a lot left though. Nowhere near the whole thing. I think I could get 2 years out of this guy. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.